Hi everybody, how you doing? Take two. Dog had to go potty. Got her done. Now I'm ready. And you know what? I was outside, and my neighbors were having a party. These girls, all girls party. Perfect for a gay man, right? But they spilled their cake on the sidewalk. But I got a piece of the real cake. Do you see that? Not over here. There it is. Something just popped up. Again, something popped up. There we go. So let me go ahead and go, and now I'm going to redo Steve, aka Girlfriend. I did not like the video I made, so I'm going to do this one. Do it now. 1988, SF. Now onto Stevie, aka Girlfriend. What a complete opposite from Bob, and nobody else is quite like him in this whole wide world. And I mean nobody. If you ever met him, good luck on comprehending him. You'd be taken back afar, asking yourself, who is this guy? Let me tell you a little bit about Steve and how I met him. You're going to love this one, and I bet that no one else has met someone like this. We met in a very unique situation, as I met him through Bob, kind of. The crazy thing is that Bob wasn't even there. Let me back up here and begin at the beginning. For the excuse me, hold on a second. For my real first, excuse me, oh my gosh. For my first real visit in the city, Bob, who was already there doing something, wanted to meet up and tour me around. One thing about Bob was his knowledge of the city, and I'd be in good hands with that. I was excited just to hang with my new friend and getting to know him. He said to meet at Steve's apartment and we'll all sightsee and eat together. He did give me a heads up that Girlfriend was a one-of-a-kind individual that I'd ever meet in my life. I was told to hold on for a very atypical ride, but a good one. I hadn't met Steve yet, and I didn't know what to expect of him after that interesting warning. Okay, it's better. He said to me, oh, I already said that. Sorry about that. When I arrived, I was curious what Bob's explanation meant. Steve answered the door, and I got my answer. The first thing out of his mouth was, excuse me. I think the first thing that came out of his mouth was, oh, girl. And hello came with a flamboyant tone along with a swish. I have a little extra swish with that hello, please. He advised me that Bob was unable to attend as something came up. And now I know, and you know what? Now I understood what Bob was saying, and wow, what a girlfriend. He kept his swish ongoing with his motto of, oh girl, all night long. My song, Make Your Own Kind of Music, Mama Cass Elliot, and my tip, you're one of a kind who beats to a different drum. That's what makes you unique. Sorry. What are you guys having for breakfast? It's 2:30 in the morning here. I'm wide awake, having this incredible cake, my toast, bacon, orange juice, coffee, which is the worst. But you know what? That's my big session. Now maybe I can move on. At first, I didn't know how to respond to him since I'd never met anyone, or I had never been around anyone quite like him, and I mean ever. Bob was correct, and there was nobody quite like him. At first, I was on the quiet and polite side, since I really wanted to understand him. And he was so free with who he was that I call his actions flamboyancy with confidence. He was right on target since he knew who he was. As we chatted a while, I began warming up to him, and all of a sudden, my guard came down, and then and only then the fun and laughter began. Oh, baby. Oh, my gosh. Can you see this? I don't know if you can see this. Oh, I got something blocking me again. Oh, God. I just want to have... Okay. Look at that. That's my dog right here. Ooh, that's my dog. See? She buries herself. Isn't that darling? Oh, God. This thing's popping up. Oh, my gosh. Okay. And I have no dope. That's the problem. Sorry about that. This mouse is giving me trouble. How can I not accept? How can I not accept him with his pure, unedited honesty? He was so outrageous and crazy, fun, and I immediately accepted him for who he was and what he represented, unconditionally. When you're hanging out with Steve, you'll never get bored. He never had a dull or boring day, ever, and everyone gravitated toward his unusual qualities that he had. For that reason, he was truly loved. He was the liveliest person with him, and with him, every day was a celebration. I noticed that nothing ever let him down, and he always had a smile on his, and with the most wonderful outlook on life. The two lessons he taught me was to live as who I am with clarity and unapologetically, as well as show others my confidence in myself as a gay man. Thank you, Steve, for being the person that I got to know and loved, also allowing me to be me freely without shame. Steve was my very first friend in San Francisco, and who had always been in my life from when I met him and even after his death. Of all people to be my first, I just didn't expect it to be him. Since Bob had to cancel, Steve and I went on the tour by ourselves. With Steve's flamboyant personality, I was curious how he was going to behave. I also wanted to know how others perceived him. Interesting thought. I'm going to enlarge this. There we go. Okay, now I can see. My song, Flamboyant, Pet Shop Boys, and my tip, friends come in all demeanors and embrace everyone you have. Almost done with my toast. I couldn't even imagine what to expect, but I was ready for a wild and unexpected ride. I wasn't sure what we were going to do, but what I did know is it would be an entertaining evening. I left the whole evening for Steve to plan, and guess where he had taken me? Of course, the obvious places, the Castro and Polk Streets, where we hung out and bar hopped. Steve knew everyone, and after that evening, I knew everyone. Steve was always... It's the really weird shadow just came in. Anyway, Steve was always in my... Let's see. Okay, here I go. Steve was always the life of any party, and I definitely had the best first experience with the most fun that anyone could ever have, and I mean ever. If I would have gone out by myself on the first night, I probably would have gone to the first bar I came across, sat at the bar, and just drank, where I'd be a fly on the wall, observing my surroundings. I was so excited when I went on the Stevie tour, and it was easy to get caught up in the moment. I have to say that I had the time of my life. After that first evening out, I knew what to expect from him. A great time, every time, and all the time. Fun, outrageous, honest, and crazy. That's Steve, aka Girlfriend. Girlfriend. God, that shadow's back. Weird. Huh. I'm on the second floor and I got a shadow. Anyway, Girlfriend was always... Oh my God, that's just freaking me out. Girlfriend was always the first one on my list of people to see when heading to the city. Do you know why? Here's why. He had all the hookups to all the up-and-up parties, and I wasn't stupid, so I just nudged my way through Steve. If you knew the people I met and some of their particular personalities, the homes, not John homes, but were decorated and glammed up as any rich gay boy would have it. Boy, I've seen some nicely decorated homes here. Does anyone need a houseboy? The clubs, correction, the SF scene, with its energy, is another whole altogether. Excuse me. The club's correction, the SF scene, with its energy, is another world altogether. And the benefit of walking in with Steve, the people looked at me with intrigued curiosity. Who I was, where did I live, what kind of car did I drive, what I'm all about. for the two most important questions: am I single or in a relationship, and what I'm into. My song, Party All the Time, Eddie Murphy, and my tip, befriend the right people, the ones with the right connections, and you can go far because of them. Mm. Oh, well, add a piece of bacon. Okay. I quickly stopped being embarrassed of him when everybody embraced him the second we arrived and entered my very first bar, the Midnight Sun, on 18th and Castro. After that first visit, that bar became my hubba bubba party central, where I'd begun most of my nights off with a cranberry and vodka. One word that I can describe Steve: infectious. I did embrace who he was, a friend with heart who is honest and true to himself and to others alike. He was amazing, an amazing man with so much insightful knowledge on living a daily life of good. Another thing he taught me was to focus on what's important, the hunt, to catch someone's eye. I hear that's the gay thing to do. What is the saying? Oh yeah, do what the Romans do. A little farther. He also let me know if someone of no interest to me comes up and says hi with the interest of hope. Be courteous and not confrontational, and let them know you're not interested in a considerate way. It's the right thing to do. Being nice doesn't mean I have to sleep with them or even like them. Just don't allow the negativity to control my evenings. It's much more fun, and I'd have a much better time. He was right. I know it's hard to do sometimes, but he is right. His place was my place when I went to the city, unless I hooked up with someone, and vice versa. I will say God broke the mold when he made Steve. Thank you for mixing up my life with the outrageousness and the madness you brought to me, and along with the spunk, pizzazz, and the unforeseen, and that of what was out of the ordinary, which made my life quite interesting. I could write a whole book on you alone, and it would definitely be a page turner. No one ever had done for me what he had. Excitement without boundaries. The only thing was I was perplexed on how Bob and Steve ever became friends. They were complete polar opposites on every possible situation. I could never have imagined them. I could never have imagined that they would ever have spoken and have anything in common to discuss. These two showed me that their characters were true, who accepted each other as they are. Thank you both. By the way, there's a story about Bob. Thank you both for showing me what it takes to be accepting of others. Just be yourself without judgment or preconceptions. Also, keep an open mind, as you might learn from people who have different ideas from you. For what it's worth, I love them both and treasure every moment I had with them, each and together. My song, Dancing Queen, ABBA, and my tip, Queen or Princess, is all in the attitude and how it's perceived. I give honor to Steve as he passed away a few years ago, not from AIDS, but aortic dissection. Don't quote me, but that's what I was informed. The song I have listed below is to honor him with his kind and sincere distinctiveness, and always had a positive attribute toward his love for life. There is no one else in this world quite like you, Steve, and I am so grateful. On the first night, I knocked on a stranger's door and made a lifetime friend. This was what I saw that made you special. Kind, inviting, genuine, welcoming, friendly, outrageous, outgoing, adventurous, courteous, crazy, out there, and my favorite quality, lovable. All of these made you a hot commodity in my eyes. If you were here, I would tell you that you were what I needed at the time, a true spirit and a great friend. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for you, and that you've been loved by many. I will be bringing Stevie up later when he came to visit me in Seattle. Well, one more thing to say to you, girlfriend. Oh, girl, with a swish. Right at this very moment, writing about Steve has placed tears in my face mixed with sadness and joy. My song, Sung for a Friend, Jason Mraz, and my tip, cherish your dearest friend as if there is no tomorrow, because you just may never know when that may be the last time you see them. Now I'm going to go to the second story. Oh, come on, what is going on here? Sorry, you guys. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright. It all just did some funky things. Well, it's Christmas. It's story number 2. Well, it's Christmas, and guess who's coming to town? I'm not sure who you are, but I see someone listening. Thank you for, now I feel like I'm reading to somebody, and I think that's you. Anyway, before they listed names, now they don't, at least I don't see the names, but you know what? That's okay. He's disappeared. Well, it's Christmas time, and guess who's coming to town? Yeah, Stevie from San Francisco. Oh, girl, it's girlfriend, and I'm so excited that he's here. This was going to be so much fun. You know what? He won't embarrass me whatsoever. But I wanted him just to be himself. That's what made him him. I gotta have a piece of this cake. Oh my gosh. Huh? Oh. Okay. I always had fun with him wherever we were. Only this was my turn to show him what kind of fun I could provide. Bri the entertainer was at his service. And Seattle was so easy to entertain anyone, and lights don't ever go out. Ever. You know what else about girlfriend? I can tell you, he was the most content man I'd ever met, and I had no worries on him whatsoever. Do you remember when I said about tour guide Bri? Well, this visit was one of those included. I let him know that I wanted to show him the Seattle I knew. He was on board for all the excitement coming his way. On this trip, he said that the hot bar scene and getting laid was secondary. Hanging out with me was his first priority. He was open to see as much as he could, so I shared what Seattle was all about. Rain or shine, I gave him the tour of tours. This cake is so good. Oh. It was Christmas Eve, and while we were out at our place, the new our place, we met a nice-looking and friendly guy that lived across the town in Bremerton. We all connected and ended up hanging out the rest of the evening, though the two of them were more in tune with each other, and I felt like a third wheel. They never showed it and included me all night. My song, Last Christmas, Wham, and my tip, Christmas is a special day, so make a memory of it. He stated he owned a small boat and asked us if we wanted a boat ride all day on the Sound tomorrow. I can't believe I was invited to. I thought it would have been fine just the two of them, but it was nice to be included, and of course, we both said yes. All I thought was that was a perfect way for Stevie and me to share that Christmas day together. This became the perfect memory of Steve. Wait till you hear what happened. He said, oh my God. He said he had to get his boat over from his place, which was an hour across the Sound, and would meet us up at the public dock, which was on the waterfront at 8 a.m. Well, we'll be there sharp. So the next morning we met up, and guess what? A roadblock! You know what? I'm sorry, you won't believe our luck here. The dock was closed and torn up as it was in the process of being updated. What are we going to do? So we checked out the neighboring dock, but it had a very big, unfriendly, growling dog charging toward us, protecting it. So that was out of the picture. Well, we did the inevitable and took the plunge literally. We decided to climb over the blocked wall hanging over the Puget Sound and jumped over the water and onto the boat. Let me give you more of an accurate description here. I contemplated at first, and while doing so, little Stevie Boo didn't, and without any thought about possible consequences, jumped right over the water and onto the boat. I call it gutsy. Me? Well, it took me a few minutes of questioning fear, but I finally jumped and landed just fine. See, ladies, a little dash of guts, a pinch of bold, and a sprinkle of total faith, and you have me, at least at that moment. I was in total shock of excitement, and any inhibition went out the door. Off we went. Luckily, we didn't fall in and freeze. I will say that it was exciting to be dangerous and daring. By the way, Stevie jumped first without thought, as I contemplated. We rode up and down the Sound and stopped at Lake Island, where a known salmon feast occurs in President's Visit. We saw miniature deer, and I had to say it was a very cute place to visit. When it was time to come home, we made the exit easy for our friend as he dropped us off at the ferry in Bremerton. We then jumped onto the ferry back to Seattle. We had a blast with so much fun and earned our exhaustion. Whenever and wherever you are with Steve, you know good times are ahead. Steve advised me he had one of the best ever. Steve, thank you, Steve, for coming here and visit, and I'm glad you had a great time. My song, for a friend, Communards, and my tip, take a leap of faith. My friends, you have a great day. Thank you so much. Peace out. I gotta find out where I'm at here. There I am.